Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 403 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for listening and sharing. The goal of this podcast from the start is to help us all be the best version of us that we can possibly be. And I think we're doing it. So let's keep it up. All right. So when you were growing up, did you ever do something that ended up not being a great idea and your mom or your dad would say, well, I hope you're proud of yourself? Not really meaning that you should be. They're just mad and think you should be ashamed of yourself. I feel like I heard that a lot from my mom to either me or one of my siblings. Well, I hope you're proud of yourself. I thought about this to myself this morning while I was on my almost daily walk. If you've been listening a while, you remember when I turned 50 this year, I decided I would add one really good habit that would help me move the needle on being even healthier today than I was yesterday. So I've been doing that and it feels really good. So you may want to try that. But anyway, while I was walking, I was reflecting on the last 2 weeks. As I'm recording this, it's December, so it's the holiday season, and that means party after party, and I'm super social, so I love a good party. But I also have set pretty big goals for myself, and drinking alcohol and eating lots of sugar just doesn't fit into that plan. So why in the world did I think about my mom saying, I hope you're proud of yourself this morning? Well, it's because I was. And I was thinking about how proud I was this last week that I had accomplished going to 3 Christmas parties, and 2 of which I didn't eat one bit of sugar or drink any alcohol. The third party that they had fudge, so I did let myself partake a little, but I only had a couple sips of a drink when I realized, you know what? I don't even want this. So why am I drinking it? So I set it down and I drank sparkling water for the rest of the night. And I didn't miss the alcohol, and I actually had fun, even without alcohol. It's crazy, I know. And it's also hard to believe for you guys that are like me, like I used to be anyway, and I thought drinking was the only way to really have fun at a party. It really isn't. I didn't miss it. But as I was walking, and I felt so good all week, no fogginess, no headaches, my joints didn't ache from extra sugar, I thought to myself, I hope everyone is really proud of themselves at least once a day. I really thought that. And then that sentence, it brought me back to when my mom would say it and she didn't really mean it. And I laughed because I was saying it in a way that I wanted it to be positive. And for all of you out there that are trying to be better, that are trying to be the best version of you, I want you to know I see you. And I know how exhausting it can seem, but the results are coming. I promise. Just stay the course. Now, you're going to falter, just like me eating a piece of fudge, but then get right back on track. Don't let that become a habit. We had back-to-back parties, and the one night that I had fudge, it was on a Friday night. So the next party was Saturday night, and I decided I wasn't going to eat any sugar since I had already had dessert the night before. Well, wouldn't you know it, at that party, they had one of my favorite sweets, second only to no-bake chocolate oatmeal cookies, which I talk about a lot, too much probably. They had Buckeyes, which is a yummy peanut butter and chocolate ball, which you don't get a lot, and I also love. So I'm standing with my husband at the table having a little salmon, and I see the Buckeyes, and I kind of laugh, and I was like, no way, you promised. So I just walked right past them and I ignored them, and I was so proud of myself for that. But then I'm standing there talking to friends when another friend walks up and he's eating this great big Buckeye, and someone says, what is that? What are you eating? He goes, it's a Buckeye and it is ridiculously good. I laughed to myself and I said, okay, universe, I see you. Don't worry. I'm not going back on the commitment I made to myself, no matter how much you taunt me. And guess what? I also made it easy because I wasn't drinking alcohol. Sometimes when I drink alcohol, it would have me eating a Buckeye, maybe 3, because my self-control around food isn't great when I'm drinking. So you see, the key is always to be on a trajectory where you're making progress. I had not eaten sugar all week, so a couple of bites of fudge wasn't going to derail me, but 2 nights of eating that much sugar would probably get me wanting it the next day too. Now, I didn't beat myself up for the fudge. I just decided I wouldn't repeat it at the next party. And I didn't, even though I was being taunted, literally, by the Buckeyes. Consistent progress is so much more important than instant perfection, because perfection isn't attainable, but consistent progress is. It's very attainable. Now, most of us grew up learning through punishment. So often hearing what we were doing wrong instead of what we were doing right. An article from Tiny Buddha suggests that that's why instead of supporting ourselves through our struggles, we berate ourselves for even having them. We think we should be perfect at something just because we want to be. If only it were that easy. When the really big thing is really just to set yourself up to make consistent progress. If you like sugar like me, don't keep it around the house. If you like alcohol a little too much, maybe decide ahead of time you're only going to have 1 glass of wine or 2 glasses of wine, and then make that commitment to stick to it. If you're wanting to get to the gym 3 times a week, go. Even if you don't do a big workout, go and sit in the sauna or go and do 5 minutes on the treadmill. You can do that. You're creating a habit of going. Eventually, going will become the normal, and you can ramp up your workouts. Whatever your struggle is, whatever that thing is that you're trying to stop doing or start doing, or maybe just do less of it, the key is always the trajectory. Are you heading in the right direction? So often we kill our habits in our head before we ever give them a chance to take hold. We say things to ourselves like, well, I'm just going to get back on track after the holidays. Or I already messed up for the week, so I'll just start again next week. There's always going to be something. So why not commit now? Don't strive for perfection. Strive for consistent progress. Consistent progress will make you feel so proud of yourself because you realize you don't have to be perfect to attain it. You just got to be consistent. My challenge to you this week is to think about what could you accomplish that would make you really, really proud of yourself by the end of the week. Choose one thing and decide to commit to it. That way we can all really say, I hope you're proud of yourself, but really mean it. Share this with 3 people who you want to see feel proud. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days.
Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.